Test, test, test. Oh, wow, that's really loud. Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody had a wonderful 4th of July, little holiday weekend here in the US of A. Joining you today on this Tuesday afternoon in Anchorage, Alaska, somewhere we haven't been in quite some time on the channel anyway. And I did get a scenery, got it working and installed. Thank you to JJ Stevens for saving me from the Aerosoft One store headache. That was an absolute pain in the rear end. So this stream is sponsored by JJ Stevens. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the support. But we are in the Payware Anchorage, sitting in the newly updated 737 MAX 8. Not sure what the update really entailed. It kind of seemed like they were trying to get it to work in Sim Update 3 beta. I did notice some visual changes. I also noticed right now that we have a wing light on that is stuck in the on position. I'm not sure what that's all about, but that was the same in the FS labs. I mean, maybe P3D port kind of have the same glitchy things with the lights going on here. But other than that, airplane seems to be working good. I have reinstalled nav data and everything is ready to go to Juneau, Alaska, which we also have a Payware scenery for, which looks pretty darn sweet. There is some low-hanging clouds. We are going to have to shoot an approach, most likely, so that'll be spicy. And we're going to be on the old 737 here, which, I mean, I can find my way around it, I think, but if I have to shoot the RNAV approach down to minimums, it might be a little spicy, but we'll see. We'll see. As far as networks are concerned, still banned. They burned another, either stream sniping me or IP ban perhaps, but I had another burner, one of many burners that was banned. I was loaded here on the ramp ready to go, and then it was shut off a few minutes ago. But nevertheless, that's not going to keep us down. We're going to keep trucking, and we're going to fly the 737 this afternoon. So wind wing throttle, nope, any. This is the Honeycomb Bravo with the Bravo mods from Blackbird Controls. That's what you're looking at if you're looking at the control cam there, man. So pleasure to see everybody. Hope you all had a wonderful last couple days. I know it's been quite the whirlwind here in Texas. We had 4th of July. We had some tragic flooding events going on. And then just, it's been busy. I was working. I flew, where did I go on Sunday? Oh, Phoenix. I have to tell you guys all about my Phoenix endeavors. Phoenix in the Phoenix. So Phoenix IRL 320 EGT over temp. I had a little picture in the Discord for y'all. See if you could find the problem with the pictures, but it was pretty cool. We'll talk about that later. Maybe we'll podcast it. Where's AJ at? Maybe we'll podcast that story. Anyway. Igloofy, what's up, man? Blackbird 737 is amazing. Just got mine yesterday. Best purchase for the money in FS yet. Wow, that is... I couldn't agree more, man. I totally... I think you are right on... You are right on the money with that. Hold on. I got to get my audio settings set up here. Hold on. Where is my volume mixer? There it is. Make sure my sim sounds are turned all the way up. Wingnut's in the house. What's going on, man? Good to see you here as well. Brian Valdez, 29 months. My man. Thank you for the support. Use IVAO standard like you used to when you got banned. Brian, so here's the plan, man. Absolutely. I actually just reinstalled it. I got it reinstalled and ready to go. So this afternoon, I really hope we have enough time to do it. I'm trying not to waste any time here with the ramp. Let me just get this thought out of here. After this stream, F406 Caravan 2, AnyBuild's kind enough to send me a pre-release copy, streamer version. We'll take a look at it. So I actually bound my controls, took it up for a little test flight, and... yeah, we're going to fly it. We're going to stream it. I want to give you my thoughts on it. There's definitely some positives, and there's obviously some negatives. It's an early release, so maybe we get a couple things patched. But I do think it'd be a very unique airplane to fly around in the sim, especially if we can get it in career mode. So, which I believe it's going to be career mode capable. So that is also coming down the pipe, and I'm going to plan to do that stream on IVAO, and I think we're going to do my old cargo freight route. We're probably going to go from Ukiah to, I got to look, maybe Ukiah to Visalia or something like that. I got to look at the distances, but as soon as I figure out the flight plan, I will post that. And if you want to join me along on the F406, that would be pretty cool. I do know IVAO's got some pretty cool turboprop modeling and models and stuff like GA models. So we're going to take a look at that. Aviation dude. Yeah, what's up, man? Michael Jensen, thank you for the month support. Hey, all, enjoy the flight. Yes, indeed. Milan, thank you for the 12 months. 1 year as a member. Thank you. You got your 1-year badge. You've upgraded now to the official silver bars, man. Thank you so much for the support. Heristas, what's up, man? Same thing as before, dude. Same thing as before. Aviator Trav, my man, thank you so much for the 42 months of support. Nice meeting you for a second at Fleming's in Providence. Yes, Aviator Trav, absolutely. Yeah, it was a pleasure meeting you, man. Thank you for the 42 months of support here on the channel. And it's hope here's the next 42 months, man. That's a long time to be a member of supporting the channel. I do appreciate you. Very, very kind. Thank you for the support. All right, who's ready to get this thing fired up? Because it has been a minute since we've been in the 737. Now, can you not like pull the jetway via the EFB? I know there's a lot of mixed feelings about this Boeing EFB style that iFly has going on here, but I didn't see anywhere where it says connect jetway. Is that only per GSX? Because unless you have GSX or use default ATC, I don't think I can get the that jetway pulled over. Anyway, we've got the air stairs out there. So let's go ahead and get the airplane powered on. Sim sounds are up. Bore sounds are here. Let's go get the ground power on. Beautiful. We'll get the emergency exit lights armed. We'll get the ADIRs into a line up here on the top. Boom, boom. Align nav. Everything's coming up. We'll get the ground power. That looks good there. Put you on battery, I guess, for right now. We'll get the cabin utilities IFE on. Let's take a look at the overhead lights. We'll get the logos on, pause lights on. Seatbelts can stay off. Okay, here we go. Gosh dang it. I always forget this. We're going to turn them all off, right? Hydraulics off? Sure. Hydraulics off. I think. While we're sitting at the gate. I always forget. I know we're going to turn them all on for pushback. Anyway, let's come down here. FMC, get this initialized. Pause and knits. Take GPS position 3. We'll go previous page right there. Boom. And then we'll get our flight plan loaded in here. We're going from Anchorage. Wow, is it too loud for you? I'm going to have to turn my sim sounds down a little bit. Anchorage to Juneau. P-A-N-J. Panje. Not in database because that's the wrong way to go. P-A-J-N. Pasian. Flight plan request. We'll get that pulled in here. Engine pumps remain on all the time. We can do that. All right, cool. Why would you not keep the outboards on? Because those are just engine-driven. Oh, I don't know, A-Rot. I don't know, man. I just used to do A's on, B's off, and then everybody got mad at me because I was using Southwest SOPs, and now it's, you know, we always have to do the hydraulic panel situation. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and trigger everybody. A's on, B's off. Let's do that. That's how Southwest used to run it. A's on, B's off. Is 2024 still a move? Abdilo, what's up, man? Yes, absolutely, dude. I still like 2024, man. There's no need for me to go back to 2020, especially since I had to reformat my PC, reinstall everything, and I got it up and running now. I don't need to. I'm not planning on reinstalling 2020 anytime soon. I did see that the Ponce scenery has received tilted jetways, which I'm very excited for, man. We'll be taking a look at that here soon as well. All right, activate the flight plan. That's coming in. Let's get the flight plan in the box, and then we will start plugging away at the weight and balance. So we are set up to blast off of 25 right, according to SimBrief. Or I'm sorry, 25 left out to TED. All right, so let's go departure, arrival from Anchorage, 25 left. We'll do the Anchorage 1 departure. We'll execute that. That doesn't seem right. There's TED right there. Might have to look at the charts, but we'll come back. Coming back around Juneau, we've got a multiple RNAVs to look at going into Juneau. So I guess my plan on waiting is not going to work out. Let's go ahead and get terminal charts. So use airports from FMS. Let's go ahead and complete that. Anchorage, and I want to look at the clip for departures. Those are RNAVs. Let's go down. Fitz 4 RNAV. Those are all approaches. Where's just a regular... there's no Anchorage 1. Let's see what that looks like. Alright, Anchorage 1 is just a vector departure, which is what we're looking for here. Adam Trash, what's up, man? Thanks for the $2 super chat. Good afternoon. How you doing, bud? Initial climb's going to be radar vectors heading 254. Beautiful. So that's what we got in the box. I'm good with that. Now we need to go to the arrivals. We got to go back to the menu. Nope, hide menu. Go back. We need to go to airport search. Search ident for Juneau and pull out the charts there. Alright, edit clip, arrivals. No arrivals set, but we have multiple RNAVs going to runway 8. So, looking for runway 8, we have RNAV Victor, runway 8. We have LDA 8, we're not going to do that. That's the only chart we have? I thought there's like a bunch of different RNAVs. I guess not. Okay. Complete that. RNAV Victor to runway 8. Let's see what the iFly's got cooking here. So we're going out to Sister Island. That's actually on our flight plan. And we're going to shoot in this direction. LDA 8, circle land 26. Is that what we should do? LDA to 8, circle for 26. I like the sound of that. That sounds more exciting. Let's edit the clip and let's pull up the LDA. LDA X-ray, circle to land 26. So if we look at the airport page, we'll do the LDA to 8, circle 26. Winds from the east at 11. Oh, yeah, that would be a 10 knot tailwind. All right, I tell you what, we'll plan the RNAV Victor from Sisters Island in the box. Once we get up into cruise, we will look at modifying that. So we'll execute that. Legs page is done. Beautiful. Let's go to the init ref perf init situation. We're going to come over here first, and we're going to toggle the wonderful Boeing EFB situation here. All right, so for weight and balance, well, I guess we'll start here. Airport search. Oh, can't you just do FMS load? Let's see. Send output, weight and balance, copy FMC data, Pankridge 25 left, max stride, that's what I want. Beautiful. Okay, calculate. Flap config, we'll do flaps 5. AC is on, anti-ice should be off. All right. And we can't calculate that because we need to go weight and balance here. So we're going to go weight and balance, and we're going to load this up the old school ways, which courtesy of SimBrief weights. What do we got here? We are taking 111 passengers total, so 111. All right. 111 passengers. As far as cargo, we're taking 3,800 pounds total. Let's just put that in the aft. 3,800 pounds total. All right. And other fuel. Total fuel required, block fuel 13.9. I'm not a Boeing guy. Let's take a few hundred extra. Let's take 14.5 for total fuel. Let's take 14.5. Give ourselves some buffer for a go around. 14,500. So set fuel, set payload, complete. Calculate. This is what we're dealing with here. Flaps 5, 1,500 foot acceleration out 2, trim 4.5, CG 24.8% CG set. So now we should be able to, well, now we got to copy these over, right? So let's go back to the weight and balance page real quick. Zero fuel weight is 124,818. Reserves of 2,000, cost index 55, 390, execute, N1 limit, no derate. Should we do a TO bump? Let's do a TOB 29K, takeoff, flaps 5, trim percent was So do I really have to go back? Do I recalculate that? Yeah, trim is 24.8% CG. Boom. Gives us trim 5.6. Speeds 30, 31, 43 are all set. FMC legs page. Pre-flight is complete. It's a vector departure. All right, we are cooking with gas now, chat. We are cooking with gas. With that all set up, let's get the fuel pumps on. We'll get ready for push and start. We'll get the APU up and running. Take a listen to that spool up here. It's a Boeing. Yes, it is. Yeah, Team Vodka. I think that EFB is the OG Boeing design EFB. It's brutal, man. I don't know why they went that route. I feel like developing that EFB had to be more complex, maybe, than just a regular EFB. I don't know. I've never seen the Boeing EFB like that. I'm sure it exists somewhere. It reminds me of the old Microsoft Surface. Hit the like button if you ever flew an airliner when they tried the early version EFB was like a Microsoft Surface tablet. With the little JEP-like hotkeys. We had, they put 2 on our 190s. I flew 2 190s that had that. And that thing, you talk about. I mean, it was better than this Boeing one, but it was still very not good, in my opinion. It does exist, but no airlines use it anymore. Oh, okay. You have a Microsoft Surface, Steven? All right, we're up and running with the APU. All right, with the APU running, we'll get all this after start. No ATC, so we'll just set a top altitude of flight level 3. What did we file? Let me double check. I don't believe what we filed. It was 39? No, 30. Excuse me. Hiccups. 37,000 feet. 37,000 feet. We'll set flight altitude 370. That is set. We'll get the APU bleed on. Why do we have dual bleeds? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. We'll turn those off. We'll get some pack flow going in here right now. As we get ready for push and start, yaw dampeners coming on. We'll do the probe heats, window heats. Those are all coming on. And APU on bus. Boom, boom. Ground power is off. Fueling is complete. Seatbelt sign is coming on. Let's navigate our way to the systems page, the sim menu, the ground support menu. We'll pull all 42 chocks. We'll disconnect the electric power. Make sure you hit the set key. This needs to be... Kip on the ground had a good point. He said on the main page here, you should just have ground connection tab. There should be a ground connection tab and then be able to disconnect everything. So that's how I would like to see that change, but yeah. All right, let's go back. We need to go to our Juno charts. How do I change display to Juno? Okay, no, Anchorage. There we go. Now I need to go back. We know it's just a vector departure, so we're just going to leave this page up right here. We'll zoom it in a little bit. And we don't need to turn it in night mode yet. 2-5 left for departure. So we are over here. We'll go, we'll taxi via Alpha. Is that Alpha there? Oh, that's Kilo Charlie to 2-5 left. We'll find our way Kilo Charlie 2-5 left for departure. All right. One more overhead sweep here. AJ Finard, thank you for the $3 super chat, man. Surfaces are only only good for crappy QBs to throw. Yeah. I do remember that the surfaces, man, I miss football season, dude. Seeing all those surfaces getting thrown around on the sidelines, huh? What's up, AJ? Hope you're doing good, man. I can't wait for some donuts up there in MSP, my man. Next year. FS Expo 2026. All right, if we were on a network, we'd be 22.8. We're squawking 2,000. Altitude mode is on. We will keep those off and get the flight director. We're going to be heading off the ground. And we'll be VNAV. V2 speed is 143. That goes up here in the window. And we are just about ready to push. Nah, JJ, I was on my burner, but 5 minutes after being online, it got banned again. So we will be switching to Iveo Standard for the time being after this stream. You won't be seeing any football for our Cowboys this year. Not sure what it'll be. It won't be football. Oh, man. I know, Clear Direct Fubar. I know it. Listen, a man can hope, right? Magic Barrel Ref 2964 is set. And what I wanted to do, I want to put terrain on. Now, I guess I'll leave this on until after we blast off. But what I was going to do is going to flip these, but I'll just leave it as is. All right. Let's go ahead and do an Alt-P pushback. Cockpit to ground. Ground to cockpit. Go ahead. Hey, you ready for shock brake release? Affirmative. Go ahead and release the brakes. Let us know when you're ready to push. All right. I'll pull up my windows. I did notice with this update, I have windows on my left side now. So I've got two windows. I got two views without windows, but I was able to get my hack view working properly. I think there was like some visual problem with the last version, so you couldn't have windows if you used the hack view like I did. But now I got my windows back, so that's good. I got you covered for FS Expo. All right, AJ, I'm looking forward to it, man. Kip on the ground, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. I was watching your stream the other night. I will say, though, the cycle view button for charts is so nice, and the EFB remembers the pan zoom of each chart. Oh, I didn't know it actually remembered the pan and zoom. That's good. I missed something else up there. I did. Brad Ward, thank you for the 7 months support, dude. What did you say about the EFB guy again? Oh, I have to ask Wingnut. I have to ask Wingnut on that one. He's the one that told me, allegedly. I don't know what kind of pushback we're doing here. Actually, we're doing all right. We're going into the alley here, it seems like. Kind of. That's close enough. We'll go ahead and stop the LP pushback right there. With so many catering trucks around here. Cockpit to ground, push complete, set brakes. All right, brakes set. You're clear to disconnect. Show me the pin out front. We're going to start them up. 2, then 1. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, Steven, I think the problem is streaming, man. Also, does your VPN bog you down, Steven? Because I use the VPN for some other stuff, and man, it really, like, it kind of tanks perf. All right. So, left pack off, right pack off. This is coming on. And let's go ahead and start engine 2. Here we go. Grounding 2. Have I ever used the 4Flight app? Oh, yeah, Jeremy. Absolutely, I have. 4Flight's a great app, man. Actually, 4Flight used to be our official backup to our Jeppesen. So our Jeppesen stuff was all of our standard primaries, but we had a full 4Flight subscription for backup charts. Beacon is off. It is off. Thank you, Eastern T3. I'll get that here in a minute. Isaac on Final, what's up, man? You know what? I didn't even actually see the change log. I think what I did see, the highlighted part was just mostly Sim Update 3 beta compatibility stuff. So, imagine pushing back without hydraulics ready to start. But this is why I don't understand why you can't just turn the hydraulics on at the gate. There you go, Gus. You happy? We'll also turn the beacon on. Imagine having an aneurysm because the streamer didn't start with the hydraulics on. Alright, here we go. Starting engine 1. I love this engine start sounds. Nope, nope, that's wrong. We did fuel off. Did we crank it? We didn't crank it. Hold on. Fuel cut off. That didn't move it, did it? No. Good. You know what? Let's do an outside start. Watch this. This is what we want to do right here. Oh, hold on. Wingnut's here. I learned something from Wingnut stream. Isolate and ventilate. So let's figure that out. So we need to, how do we isolate? We're going to go on, isolation valve closed. So now we are isolating and ventilating pack 2, right? And we're still going to use the APU bleed to start engine 1. Look at that. I'm learning 737 procedures. I'm going to hit the fuel early so we can hear it light off on the outside view. That's so good. That's so good. Alright, that is pretty dang cool being able to hear those sounds. Alright, so to avoid the, well, we already have a dual bleed. Is it possible, can you get you're going to have a dual bleed light, right? If you isolate and ventilate, because you have a bleed on and a bleed on. We'll turn the APU bleed off. That's going auto, auto, auto. That looks good. Hydraulics, window heats are all set. We need to get generators online. APU's coming off. We're going to continuous. Landing altitude is sea level, so that's good. 0 is set. All right, I think we're ready. Chat. And nothing to worry about here on this Boeing. It's basically an Airbus with extra steps. Alright, dual bleed is normal and fine at idle. Excellent. Excellent. Alright, you'll have to forgive me for the Airbus tiller with my 737 today because I don't have my other cameras just kind of went kaput, so I can't get the I didn't want to unmount my camera to get my Boeing tiller online. But here we are, ready to go. Brakes are released. Oh, stand by. Flaps 5. Flight control check. Not working. You know why? CLSD sim isn't running. Niche hardware problems. That's why we do a flight control check here. Immersion ruined, Andre. Hydraulics are on. There we go, watch this. Here we go. Flight control check. Beautiful. How to get CLS to sim up and running. Alright, brakes released. Takeoff config checked is normal. Taxi lights coming on. Let's go. I'm basically typewritten VFD, right? Wingnut, am I basically typewritten now on the 737? The clouds look bumpy, that's for sure. Alright, there's Kilo Echo. We're going to take Kilo hard left to Charlie. Hard left here on Kilo. Make a right turn on Charlie, cross 25 right to 25 left. Alright, flight directors are on. We are heading select, VNAV arm, 370 is set. I need to turn down the outboard PFD brightness a little bit. It's kind of blaring me out here a little bit. Alright, flaps are 5. Here's Delta. We need to go one more. Yeah, Delta Charlie cross. That'll put us full length for 25 left. Runway heading is approximately, I think the SID is at 255 or something like that. .255. Alright, so heading select VNAV arm 255370 auto throttle. We'll get that before takeoff. Recall is checked. Flaps 5, overhead is set. Man, sign me up for a type rating, y'all. Sign me up. Turn right before the mountain. Well, we're taking off 25 left, so we're going opposite direction. If you look out the right window, you'd be able to see me waving if that somewhere terrible. Oh man, bummer. Yeah, I noticed there was a lot of people here on the ground too. Yeah, man. They're sneaky. That sim is dedicated. Seems like a lot of work, Wingnut. I agree with you, man. Where's my Airbus? I will say this. I do have recurrent training. Some of y'all's favorite time of the year. Clear left. I have training the first week of August. So we will be hitting the Fenix hard for recurrent sim prep. Full of engine failures, engine out SIDS, all that good stuff. I'm hoping, really hoping we get a BFU here within the next week or so I can use the BFU for training. Joe Plains, Mr. Chicago, what's up, man? Good to see you, dude. This is the only Anchorage scenery I could find for 24, sponsored by JJ Stevens. It's, whatever you do, just buy it on Contrail. Don't get it on Sim Market because it's going to force you to install the Aerosoft Pro 1 thing, and that is a no bueno, so... Can't remember who made it. I think it's also on Orbix, too. Which is better in terms of systems, FS Labs or Fenix? Fenix, man. Everything that I've tested as of the last few streams, man, I highly recommend you watch the comparison video. By no means is any one of the aircraft perfect. There are bugs with both, but this claim that FS Labs has superior systems on all aspects is just false. Matter of fact, I haven't been able to find something that the Fenix doesn't do that the FS Labs does, other than the brake temperature simulation does seem much more correct on the FS Labs. So that is definitely a win for FS Labs. Have I backed up the ILS frequency in case of return? Oh my gosh, it doesn't auto back it up for you? No, I didn't. What's the ILS freak here? All right, let's get the auto throttle armed. Listen, where we're going, we're not coming back. Trim is set. There we go. Spool them up 50. Yoga's in chat. Gore sounds, here we go. Or it's like 40%, right? 40% on the Boeing. Yoga. That wing flex is bouncing out there. All right, N1 Toga. I guess technically it's an LNAV heading. Oh, it's too late now. Throttle hold. That's all right. FMA is not right. Rotate, up we go. Nice deadband. Does feel nice there in the rotation. Don't hit the tail. Positive rate. Gear up. Fly with. Gosh, it does hand fly so nice. There is no debate how wonderful this airplane hand flies. Oh, heading select did save. Okay. I got nervous when I saw that FMA column 2 blanked out. Looking for 1,500 feet. There's N1 VNAV speed. Lower the nose. Thrust reduction. Man. I'm not sure which way they'd vector us out of here. Let's make a right turn for cinematic purposes. Alaska 357, turn right heading 360. Flaps 1. The flap sounds are insane on this. I mean, they are 1-to-1 study level flap sounds. One thing I did not hear when I was at FS Expo was the flap sounds on the Bluebird 7.5. I can't wait to hear that in person. And Alaska 357, continue right turn, heading now 050. One able, proceed direct to TED. Man, there's a whole lot of going on here. Boom, boom, execute. Keep that tight right turn all the way back to Ted Stevens. Basically making a right 270. Oh, we didn't hit LNAV. Gosh dang it. I've been watching too much full flap sim. Been telling me how to fly from St. Paul to LA in heading mode. That's right, we'll stay at heading for now. I think that VOR is too close. We're taking the next fix down the line. I don't want to miss a breakout here though. We're gonna have a good breakout here. I don't like the 737 manual flying because you can't sit there and look for a wing view or a breakout view without getting all jacked up. Lost. I guess we're not breaking out. Let's go direct Joe. Execute. And LNAV. Alright, N1 LNAV, VNAV speed. We're accelerating at a 10,000 feet here. We'll get the lights in a minute. It's a thick layer. Come on. Where's this breakout at? Whew. Look at that. We're going to stall it at 25 degrees nose up. All right. We're set. Let's get the lights. Beautiful. I love the slipper too. Oh, you know what, Gus? I've never messed with CWS. I'm gonna turn on my noise canceling headphones here. I've never messed with CWS. That's basically Airbus mode, right? Should do that. All right, let's turn terrain off. Does this have weather radar? Let's see. I wonder if it has like a default weather radar. That looks awesome though. Breaking out here. A little bit bumpy, according to the wing flex. Auto trim from the 60s. Yeah, I'll have to mess with that. I need a full flap sim tutorial for CWS mode, Wingnut. Dude, how funny would that be? I would fly around. Can I just do CW just like that? Or does it actually, so you just pitch and kind of let go, right? So will it auto trim? So let's say if I set 10 degrees of pitch. Will it just stay at 10? Yeah, kind of. That's too cool. All right, set standards. Full flap sim, do you ever use CWS mode? I mean, we're just going in a straight line. Let's get Command A on. Command A is on. We're accelerating out to 370. Lights are set. Cabin is doing cabin things. That's good. I use it if you're feeling lazy. Do you hear the trim wheel running when you're in CWS mode? I would imagine you do, right? You would hear the trim running? Yeah, I wonder, Brenda, why isn't CWS default mode? Or if the captain is a knob and requires supervision? Keep closing my window shades there. There's really nothing to the 737. It's basically an Airbus. I don't know what all the hype's about. You just have to manually press a few more buttons that are completely meh. Yeah, I gotta switch in the EFB, JJ. You're right. Totally forgot. I do like the nose view climb out here. Got my CFI ride tomorrow. Nice, Tyler Charlotte. The nerves are kicking in. Hey, man, don't be nervous. The CFI check ride or your CF double I ride tomorrow. Man, it's all about teaching moments, right? if you screw something up on the flight portion, just use it as a teaching moment. That's the best line. Well, I'm going to use this as a teaching moment here because I was a little bit too aggressive on my bank angle, which increased my horizontal component of lift, which would require more back pressure, but I didn't add back pressure. That's why I'm 100 feet low. So we're going to go ahead and teach this. That's how you want to go about that. And as far as the oral goes, man, you know the game by now. You already got your CFI. So if you don't know it, look it up, man. Don't be nervous. CFII is actually a rather pleasant experience. It should be. Trim wheel is music to your ears, name dropper. Yeah. Robin H, what's going on, man? Good to see you, dude. Some snow-capped ortho down there is looking fantastic, though. Is that another glacier down there? Almost looks like we're kind of coming up through a glacier. I want to hack my view here a little bit more. There we go. That's where you see all the GoPro videos, these 737 guys. Panel style miscellaneous, page ones. All right, thank you, JJ. Yeah, panels. Amazing that the window shades are in the panel style menu. Watched the latest videos of Nomadic Aviation ferrying a 737 across the Pacific. Was very interesting. Yeah. You know, I haven't watched their new ones yet, but the Life Nomadic, I do like watching those guys. German Mapper, what's up, man? Where are you going to? We are going to Juneau, and we're using the iFly 737 MAX 8. So we're flying a 737 MAX 8 to Juneau. Hot take, if the 737 had a tray table, Big Sim would bid over to it. You know what? If it had a tray table and a side stick, yeah, 100%. I can't do the yoke thing. I mean, look how uncomfortable this looks, dude. What? I mean, where do you put your feet? How do you stretch out here? Like, why is this really this high? This metal plate? I imagine this metal plate get cold on the Airbus. That plate gets super cold down there. But ours is actually level. This looks like you have a little step stool here. But I remember in the E-Jet, I could put my seat back and then the way it was designed, I could put my feet kind of around this behind here, and it wasn't too uncomfortable. But yeah, man, that looks way too uncomfortable. What are you talking about? Would you ever fly as a ferry pilot for Nomadic? No, not my lifestyle, man. Those guys are gone all the time, and you're literally living nomadic. That's not my lifestyle. No way. I think flying a repositioning contractor like Nomadic would be an awesome career. Yeah, I mean, for those that want to live that lifestyle, I'm sure it's exciting in some aspects. In other aspects, I imagine it's extremely grueling and fatiguing. Remember, YouTube and all these videos and influencers, even Nomadic. I mean, Nomadic does a pretty good job about telling you when they're feeling miserable. But it's very glamorizing. But that's not reality all the time. It's not reality. Why is that camera a little bit out of focus here? Hold on. Maybe because of the lighting situation going on. I love that Stars and Stripes wingtip. Yep. My pilot friend who flies a 7.3, that all 7.3 pilots have scuffed shoes. Yep. I believe it, Jeremy. I believe it. I think Full Flap Sim, he texted me the other day. He's like, yeah, I tore my Lululemon pants getting out of the 737 cockpit because it's so tight. And he wears the tight Lulus. He tore his Lululemon pants getting out of the airplane. What they didn't show is them getting divorce papers for the 8th time. That is true, Steven. That is true, my man. If you try to grip it with your feet to adjust the seat, it's just not going to fly. Azoba said Sim Update 3 needs more time. Target release date was today. Was it really, Turk? Oh, man. Ruh-roh. I didn't realize target release date was today. I wonder, you know what? I wonder if the BFU is waiting for the Sim Update 3. Ah, Blackbird Controls. Dude, I missed a... That's what it was. Blackbird Controls dropped 10 gifted subs, man. Dude, I think you hit that right when I was taking off, man. Appreciate the support, Blackbird. Got to make some throttles. He does. We are using the Blackbird 737 levers. Remember, click the link on the top of the screen there. You can see the throttle cam on 24/7. Full-size 737 levers, flap fairings, and all that good stuff right there. It's basically one-to-one real life. Check them out, Blackbird Controls. Also working on standalone tiller product, which is fantastic. Thank you, Blackbird. I'm low on sleep thanks to you from last night, man. It's a crazy night last night. I was in a meeting when you took off. No worries, Jason. We're just climbing out of 32 for 37, and should go through crossover altitude here pretty soon. Would you say that Microsoft 24 is worth it? I think it is, yeah. I love 24, man. I haven't flown 2020 since release. One more round. Tonight, Blackbird, maybe, tonight. But busy. King Air controls when Blackbird controls. Yeah, I listen. Virtual Flight Diaries. I tried telling him he needs to stop playing 6 Days in Fallujah and go make some King Air Quadrant throttles. Kenny Johnson, what's up, man? Good to see you, dude. How you doing? I haven't simmed in a few months. Was 2, but then the past 2 months flew by. Yeah, I tell you what, Jason. Even like for me, I haven't simmed since just before the 4th of July, so what, about a week? Man, like boot up the PC, I need to update this, need to update that, sim needs this, and this airplane needs that. You know, it's a full ordeal just to get the PC up and running, ready to stream again. Yeah, I love that. Oh yeah, the sound, that bass end, that rumble. Oh gosh, I got to do what JJ said here. We got to open up these window shades. The behind wing view sounds will put me to sleep. If I sit here too long, it'll just put me to sleep. How is Boeinging? What's up, Infin? Good to see you, man. It's going good, man. I love the way this airplane hand flies. It flies so good. I am desperately awaiting. Well, I guess I shouldn't say desperately. I'm desperately awaiting the 7.4 from PMDG, but I really am looking forward to when they eventually get the NGs, the 737 NGs, back in 2024. Get some NG 73 flying, because right now I don't even remember how the 737 flew NG in Microsoft 2020. It's been so long. What's up, King? What's your question, man? Tyson, thank you for the 34-month support. 23 days till we have 23 days. Is that it, Tyson? Dude. The problem with preseason football is I have to continuously tell myself to stop getting hyped, dude. Because obviously I don't care about the football that's happening during the preseason, but you start to get that feeling. Like, I swear, you look outside, the sun looks different, the light intensities are different, we're getting closer to fall. You hear the announcers. I might start throwing on Pat McAfee show now as we get into August, as we start talking preseason. I can't wait, Tyson. I am so excited, man. I might just work August extra, and then I might just take all of September off, dude. I think that's going to be the plan. I need to just drop my whole month for September and enjoy some football. Am I college or NFL? Both, Jakovic. I all football, man. College and pro. And you know what? I even I'll go and watch some high school games every now and then too. We used to live next to a big high school stadium. We'd walk down there on Friday night to take the dogs out for a walk. Baseball now? Oh, baseball. Gross, dude. Lose currency for football? Love the plan. I'm getting an ABS gaming PC. Core i5, 32 RAM, 5060. Will Microsoft perform good? Well, depends, man. VRAM is king. I would get as much VRAM as you possibly can, and if you're in 1080p, I'm sure you can make it work. You're just going to have to remember to tamper your expectations with settings. 2024 is definitely a little bit heavier on the VRAM side of things. It really loves that VRAM. I don't know about the 5060, but if there's a hole in that build, I would look at that 5060 card. See if you can't maybe even get a 4 series, but a higher VRAM. I'm not sure. Yeah, all flight sims eat VRAM name for sure, but the 2024 eats VRAM like nobody's business. I bought 2 graphics cards for this sim. Did I play in high school? Oh yeah. Yeah, Joe Plains. I played tackle. I played Pop Warner in like 5th grade. And I played middle school tackle football all through high school. Yes, sir. There's nothing more American than getting belligerently drunk at a ball game, downing a hot dog, getting a sunburn, and yelling at millionaires for 3 hours. I don't know why. Why would you yell at a baseball player, dude? They're not even doing anything. All right, we're level at 37,000 feet. Let's get the seatbelt sign off. You're now free to move about the cabin. Kind of want to see if we have a custom cabin on this old Alaska, so let's go ahead and give ourselves a little tour. Here is the torture device. We'll come back to that. Ah, we do. Alaska. Very nice. We have first class here. Pretty comfortable looking seats. You know what? I don't think I have ever been on an Alaska Airlines flight, now that I think about it. I've been on Virgin America before they merged, but I do not think I've ever flown Alaska, now that I think about it. These seats look pretty standard, new. Kind of look like those Recaro seats. Did you guys see that American's new seat is going to be the same exact seat as everybody else? Spirit, Frontier, all the Allegiant, all of them have the Recaro thin padded racing seat. Crazy. Beautiful view right there. I hope you all are hungry. I got a pizza hit pan and a tray of boneless hot wings coming down the aisle. Ooh, that sounds good. You know what? There's a pizza place I need to try. I think I'm going to try it tonight after the stream. I might go over there and grab a barbecue chicken pizza before we do a F406 caravan flight. Man, pizza, wings, football season, you guys are getting me excited. Grab your laptop from the overhead. I flew an American Airlines 321neo and it was really comfortable. Nice. What's BFU? Big Phoenix update. The Big Phoenix update, man. Alaska ERJ greater than any 737 or 320. What? What are you talking about? Really? Do the overhead bins open? I think they do, right? Oh yeah, look, they even got the this is the like extra large bin design, right? Yeah. So I think who remembers when these overhead style bins first came out and everyone was throwing their bags in flat instead of vertical? Because what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to put your bag in vertical so you can fit more now. But guys, gals, passengers were still putting the bags in flat. This is confused 80% of the passenger design. Oh, hello. I've actually never... Wow, look, they got a light on in here. Look at this. I forget. Yeah, this does have the fully simulated cabin. Do your business, close the lid. It flushes. It flushes. Water is in opto. We need some sandy wipes. Wait, can you lock the door? Hold on. No. Toilet flushes, I'm sold. I mean, iFly, they did a good job on this cabin, man. It's not the most, high quality texturing on the cabin that you'll see, but I'm totally okay with that because of the performance. It's actually a pretty decent performing cabin. I seem to have pretty decent perf in this, which is always a concern when you have all these nuances modeled. I feel like the developers always seem to say that it doesn't matter. It doesn't make the cabin, doesn't tank your FPS. But this is the Boeing Sky interior with the light blue up there. All right, we're gonna go turn off the dynamic window shades. Have I been on a flight? Have you been on salaried flights since returning from the expo? I did a flight on Sunday. I did a Phoenix turn. in a 320 Classic with an EGT overtemp. Oh, that's what I forgot to check. I forgot to check the EGT behavior of the engines here. So my 737 buddy was telling me that he's like, I've never seen our EGTs do that. So, and I imagine they do. You just never seen it. So like on the ground, people are like, how do you overtemp at idle? Well, when it's extremely hot outside, at least on the IAEs, the temperature EGT is cooled. The EGT sensor is cooled by N1 air, right? And the fan air. So when you're at low power settings or idle, you actually have the least amount of air going over the EGT gauge. So it will show an increase in temperature, and the engine will actually, it's also running hotter at idle. It's not just the gauge, it's actually physically running hotter. And then as you add thrust, that you start to move that bypass air through the engine, which will then cool the engine briefly, and then it will eventually start going back up. So you almost have this roller coaster effect of the EGT. I'm pretty positive that Fenix simulates this to the T. I do not know about the iFly here. We'll have to take a look at it. Now, once you're in flight under load, then it's it's pretty standard, right? You add power, EGT is going to go up. You bring power back, EGT is going to go down. But even in idle thrust in flight, it will also go up. So on approach, after we had the situation in Phoenix and we're flying back to Dallas, on approach I was monitoring the EGTs. I brought them back to idle on purpose. I auto thrust off everything off, just bring it back to idle. And yep, sure enough, even on approach, at approach speed, idle thrust EGTs start to creep up. So it's kind of a neat thing to, if you haven't really thought about it, but kind of how the engine works and keeps itself cool. The one I saw, the all-new American 321s will be equipped with Safe Route Plus from Akron Aviation ADS-B in-platform display stuff. No idea what that is, Thomas Ray. Sounds cool. No idea what that is. Turk says, oh good, Turk is here. Turk says, iFly EGT is pretty scripted. You can't really mess with them. So I heard the funniest thing about Turk the other day. Full Flap Sim told me, he goes, if Turk in the US opened a bag of pasta and one noodle was shorter than all the rest, he would complain about it and send a complaint. That's why he's called Turk Herein. The fact I get an additional 10 FPS when I turn off the A380 cabin means that Dev's relying about there being no perfit. Steven, now I agree with you. That's my stance. I say there has to be a perfit when you have the cabin on. There has to be. And I actually turn my 380 cabin off as well. And also, you know where I notice a perfit is the 350. 350 cabin. When I load the cabin-less one, it loads quicker and I have a few extra frames. It's not to the point where it's super noticeable and I have to run the cabin off, but I definitely notice a difference. Steven, he stole that from you? Of course he did. It's like a new display in the cockpit of Airbus aircraft that show all aircraft in the sky around them, and you can select. Oh, okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about, Thomas Ray. Yeah, where you see the aircraft and you can select them, see their speed, their weight category, all that. Yeah, that's very cool, man. I love having that. So that's on our Drames aircraft. Yeah, absolutely love that feature, man. That's also really good when you're on approach too, and you can lock in the guy's ground speed in front of you, and you can see like, hey, we're eating this guy up or not. JJ Stevens for the $2 super chat. JJ Stevens, once again, Anchorage. It's been sponsored by JJ Stevens. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for the $2 super chat. CFI V1, please show me how to RNAV into Pagan. Okay, I have a gouge from Wingnut Full Flap Sim himself on how to RNAV. We were allegedly going to try to do the ILS 26, but I think we're just going to RNAV it. I have the gouge here, how to do it. Now the question is RNAV 26, but we're landing 8. So I've got the gouge. We'll go over here in a minute, JJ. Don't have no fear, my man. We're going to do it together. I think, is it still at minimums? It was at minimums earlier when I planned the flight. Jeff Faviano, good to see you, man. How you doing? I'm stoked for the F406 Caravan 2 flight later. Oh, yeah, that is a buy day one for me, even with the present bugs. The sound are awesome, too. Jeff, so I tell you what, man. I think you're gonna like it, and there are definitely some bugs, some bugs that I'll point out. but it's an airplane that this happens every once in a blue moon, where a dev will release an airplane. Maybe it's one I'm familiar with, maybe it's one I'm not familiar with, like the case of the F406. But there's something about it that draws me into it. And I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but there's something that draws me into the F406. I flew it. I got my stuff bound up. I did some pattern work in it. And I don't know if the flight model is accurate. I don't know if the perf numbers are accurate. I've never flown an F406. But whatever it's got going on, it's unique enough that I like it. And I am very excited if it does make its way into career mode, because that'll be the freighter of choice for sure. Also, what I really like about it is we need to lobby any and all livery creators. We need an F406 Caravan and an Ameriflight paint job, because it is the closest thing we're ever going to get to a Beech 99. And whoever makes the livery, if you make it in November 8227 Papa, I'll buy you a coffee. That was my favorite red. That was like, that's everybody at the base was like, oh, that's my bird. That's V1's bird. No, they didn't call me V1, but yeah, I used to fly 8227 Papa all the time. The reason I liked it, it was a podless Beech 99 C model or D model. Am I getting confused with the 1900 C model? It was whatever it was. It was the later model Beech 99 with no pod, so it had the best performance in the fleet. So, and it's the F406 looks so, it's like it's a hodgepodge between a Beech 99 and that Conquest or whatever that twin Cessna turboprop is. The nose is long and distinguished. Insert your jokes there. The nose is definitely long and distinguished on the F406, but so it is on the Beech 99. Now the 99 is just more pointy. But we need an Amerifly livery for that bird. V1 plus twin turbines, I'm hooked, man. Now, spoiler alert, or maybe not a spoiler alert, it's no black square systems modeling. It doesn't come close to the Aerostar, or not the Starship, excuse me. It doesn't come close to the Starship in terms of systems and all that fidelity. Like we got to keep our expectations in check. You know, this is going to be an Xbox compatible, possibly career mode compatible airplane to fly around. So keep that in mind. If you're okay with that, there are fun airplanes, and then there are study level airplanes, right? I think some XP72 said something like that. Even though an airplane may not be study level, it's just fun to fly and mess around with, and that's where I would put this airplane. And the exterior sounds are pretty sweet. JJ, I don't believe it's fully released yet. I think it's still in pre-release right now. Unibills was kind enough to send me a copy to do a stream and do a little review on. So, yeah, and Jeff, so you did confirm what I was thinking. So it is career compatible. That is awesome. I'm very excited about that. One day we will get a Metro, and then I will be happy. Man, Metro liners, DC-9s, 727. We need to just start a retro freight VA, Jeff. Like, just only retro freighters allowed. Virtual airline. Did I chat with Jeff at the expo? I did, Mr. Martini. I did. I met Jeff at FS Expo. Very tall. Very tall. Jeff is very tall. But super nice. I only got to chat with him for a few minutes. I think you were there for only a day. I was there for only a day after my shenanigans too, trying to get out there. But I do hope for the next expo we get to hang out a little bit more and maybe go out and get a bite to eat or something, man. But yeah, I did meet Jeff at Expo, the legend himself. The PT6 has it has a PT6 huffing sound, but they don't go away with props anchor pulling the props back. Yes, yeah. AJ, thanks for the $3 super chat. Yes, the shorts that you hate that Jeff and I like. Oh yes, the shorts 360. I still can't. I can't look at that airplane, man. The exterior is great. The sounds are awesome. But the Shorts 360 cockpit panel is I mean, I imagine if I designed a cockpit panel for an airplane and textured it, it would look like the short. It's just not good. It's just not, in my opinion. It's just so dated looking, so dated. But I know if you love the shorts, then you're gonna love the airplane. The sounds are great. The PT6 sounds on that shorts are fantastic, no doubt. But the panel, just I can't look at the panel, man. I can't do it. It kills it for me. What do I think about the FlySimware 414? Alexandra, I love the 414. That's a great airplane. FlySimware has made some really high quality stuff. It's really fun to fly around. The only reason I don't fly it very much is because I feel that it lacks the, let's say, management aspect of it, because it doesn't necessarily have to be a management aspect of the airplane, but the feeling that if you abuse the airplane, it's going to punish you, whether that's through failure simulation, whether that's through a crude, improper use of the systems, right? So if you continuously abuse the manifold pressure and you're jockeying the throttle around, you're going to wear down the engine, you're going to cause damage. It lacks that. So for me, it kind of feels like, if I say empty shell, that's too much. It's not quite like that. It just feels a little bit less full of life. It's not full of life like a Black Square airplane, or even the Aerostar, the Commander. You know, we've flown that. I did fly it after it got updated. We're going to do another stream here soon. It did receive an update. They did tweak the sounds, by the way, on the Aerostar, which they do sound better. So, you know, you look at the A2A stuff, the Blackbird stuff, it's just, they're alive, right? But the FlySimware 414, if that stuff's not important to you, it flies really well. The sounds are amazing. The systems in the airplane are amazing. It's a very capable, high-powered twin, so there's really nothing wrong with it. It's just not my preferred twin. Key 6, my man. $2 super chat. How you doing, Key 6? V1 approved AM flight Piper Lance with paint missing. Now, that is something that you don't hear of every day. AM flight Piper Lance. Tell me you were born in the 80s without telling me you were born in the 80s if you remember the AM flight Piper Lance. Yes, with the paint missing. Key 6, thanks for the $2 super chat, man. They did not have any. Actually, you know what? I think they had a few Lances when I was there, but I never flew the Lance. They were completely phasing them out with the Navajo and Chieftain. The Shorts 360 looks a box of King Air came in. It really is, Wingnut. It really is. To be fair, I fly the shorts in VR, and the cockpit makes more sense. Yeah, I said VR is a big difference. You know, makes a big difference in VR. I've done a couple. I put the VR headset on a couple different times, testing them out. They're awesome. It's just not. I don't know. I'm just not super into VR because I don't know why. Maybe I'm just old school. I like looking around. I like sipping my coffee. You know. Just a personal preference thing. Now, where I do think VR would be awesome, and I've never tried it in this, is be DCS. I would love to try DCS in VR with like the P51 or F16, where you have really good visibility, bubble canopy. That's where I would want to try it. That's the only part. I've tried it in civilian sims. I've tried it in Microsoft 2020 and 24. I tried it over at XP's house, the Pimax Crystal Light, and I mean, it's super immersive, but again, just my preference. I'm not into VR. No. Wingnut, here's the deal. You can't, if I'm not in VR, you can't dogfight me in VR. We have to be on an even playing field. Even playing field, no VR to no VR. None of this, you get VR and I do, because that's cheating, man. I already have a handicap. Reaper 88, I did fly the default max by a Zobo. I flew it one time. I believe I flew it the day that 2024 released. It's an Azobo airplane, man. It's for a default airplane, it's going to get the job done. If you're just looking for a default airplane that doesn't really have a lot modeled, you know, but you just want to get in and just fly something on, whether you're on, maybe you're on Xbox or something. Default airplanes have come a long way, but it's nowhere near the likes of the iFly 737 MAX 8 or the PMDG 737s. It's very much a default 737, But we flew it. We actually flew it day one it released, and it wasn't the worst experience I ever had in a sim. So you got to give it. I mean, when we think of the history of default airplanes, you know, I think back to the default airplanes of FS9, 2000, like default airplanes have come a long way. Reset Jet, what's up, man? Good to see us. Has got that roller coaster feeling. The first time I tried a split S in the F-14 and DCS, almost felt sick. It's legit. Yeah, see, that is pretty cool, Reset Jet. That is pretty cool. Flew the Saab 340 for the first time yesterday. Lots of potential, but such a shame that yes, logo lights. I gotta say, I think that's my number one disappointment with the sim so far is some of these default airplanes that have so much potential. They just don't. It's just not there. And the Saab in particular, for me, it's a Coronado, so it looks great, right? The cockpit looks great. The model looks great. But the sounds and the bugs and how it operates is so far from being correct that it ruins it. But it has so much potential, and I would love a Saab 340. We had, what was it, the LES Saab in X-Plane 11? Man, I love flying that thing around. We had some fun flying that. But yeah, that was one of the first planes I tested too on the release day stream was the Saab 340. I want to see how good is it. It just didn't live up to the hype, man. Big Sim would put conditions on a duel, 10 paces, turn and shoot, but it has to be high noon, no wind. And I have to be on low fuel, and you have to have full tanks and bags. The heat blur is strange. Where? Here? Where were we looking? Here? Yeah, the heat blur looks like it's kind of moved, right? Looks like it's above the pylon. Does look a little messed up. Digital Merc, you said you flew the props off that LES Saab? Yeah. The LES Saab was good, man. Alright, we might have to start prepping early here for a Juno. Let's take a look. So we don't really have any weather on. Let's go ahead and put terrain back up. And you know what? Let's make our screen big. Let's go ahead and, there we go. See what I'm doing here. Alright, let's start getting some charts out and start thinking about Juno. Let's go to airport search, Pajan. All right, here we go. Now we have Pajan 1 alternate stuff. Let's edit the clips. Cold temperature, airport info, EASA, don't need that. Departure procedures, LDA 8. I'm just going to pin them all. So LDA 8, RNAV Victor 8. Page 2, that's it. Runway 8 and 26. Those are the only two charts that we have in this particular box. Oh no. There we go. What? There we go. Alright, so 10-9. They are landing 8. LDA X-ray to 8. Nah. RNAV Victor to 8. So this is what we're going to do. And we're going to take it off of Sisters Island. Or actually, we should take it off of... there's no sense in flying to Sisters Island. We should go to Chill and come this way, right? Up the river and then make the turn. So let's modify that. Let's take it from Chill. So departure, arrival, Pajan, RNAV. Why do I have Victor, RNAV Tango? RNAV Juliet? What are all these? RNAV Victor, SSR. Okay, so we'll execute that, and then I'll tell you what. Let's go direct to Sisters Island right now. Execute. And did we never reach top of climb? I thought init ref, progress page, VNAV page. Yeah, we never got to the 39. I thought I don't know. Must have messed that up. 37 is set. Reset the cruise altitude here, 370. There we go. Now we got rid of that top of climb thing. All right. Those are custom RNAVs that simulate company procedures, but the charts are proprietary, so Navigraph doesn't have them. Really, Wingnut. So which one should I do? Is there one that's cooler? Let's look at the Juliet 8 SSR. Erase, hold on. RNAV, Juliet 8 from Chill. What does this one look like? So this is the difference here. Ooh, yeah, Chill takes us from the left side. All right, let's do the Juliet. Is there terrain over there? So now we need to go back to our legs page. Put it on top, direct. We are LNAV and direct to Chill. So really, it looks like we're going to be coming from the terrain side of things. Now, on my gouge, a Wingnut told me to make these hard altitudes. So you see they're 7,500 or above. We're actually going to make these hard altitudes. So we're going to make Gumley 7,500. We're going to make Gecka 3,400. Because if we make them at or above, we'll end up being high. So that's part one of the gouge. We're going to execute that. Let me step through this all the way down. Boom, boom. And that takes us to the final 3,200. So I'm assuming that that's the minimum. So we'll set 3,200 plus 50. So we'll set 3,250. Init ref, we're doing flaps 40, 132 on the speed. And we'll use the HUD too, right? We'll have the HUD ready to go. Throw your VSD up, it should display terrain. All right, so let's go back to map mode. VSD, uh-oh. Is that not VSD? Or is it in plan mode VSD? I don't have VSD. Once you're closer. The Max has a VSD button. Oh, right there. The one that says VSD. The one that says VSD. I'll hit that one. All right. The button that says VSD. All right, look at this. Oh, yeah, look, the terrain. That's cool. All right. One other thing I want to look at, too, is our descent speed and profile. So VNAV, right now we're at 7.9 target speed. I guess it has no idea that that's a there's a crossover altitude associated with that, and an indicated speed. So actually, just as for Wingnut here only, since you're still learning this concept, right now our target speed is 798 Mach, which would correlate to 259 indicated. Well, technically, it is indicated, but it's calibrated. 259 knots. So one could say that the crossover altitude at flight level 370 from 798 is 259 indicated. But I think hopefully you're picking up on that. I actually almost videoed that for you the other day, man. I was like, oh, here comes crossover altitude. I see it in the box. We're going to change. All right. Next page, Econ descent. All right, I don't want to be going down at 7.9 Mach. I want to change my descent speed to be 7.8 and 300. So that's what I want to modify, 7.8 and 300. And we're going to target 240 knots at 10,000 feet. To top of descent, 54 miles. I think we're set up now. Back from my meeting, we're still alive. We're still alive, Gus. We're setting up for our RNAV. We will select, what are your auto brakes going into Juno? We'll do auto brakes 2. Auto brakes 2 is set. We've got our terrain up. Oh, wow, look at that. You start to see the mountains peeking through the clouds up there. Love that. If we go WIS, we'll continue on the upwind to the departure leg, to the crosswind, to the downwind, to cross midfield, back to the upwind leg, and make circling traffic for 2-6. Fubar, you headed out, man? Take it easy, bud. We'll catch you on the next one, Fubar. Have a good night, dude. 5 months of fun and games. Hey, Highball. What's going on, dude? How you doing? 5 months in. Here's the next 5. Gustavo says, a waypoint altitude on RSK3, you set the real-world waypoint landing elevation plus 50. VNAV descent, RSK3, waypoint Gumley. But we don't want, it's not Gumley, right? Is it, let's see, what's after Gumley? Wouldn't we set Phenom, 3200? Because this says crossing Gumley at 7500, which is what we want. Oh, it doesn't work on the i5? Okay. Let's put, how do I put constraints on? Data? Why does it show me RMP 0.3? I don't care about that. What about just like waypoint information? You can't just have the altitudes show up there? Can I modify? Here's a question for the Boeing drivers. Can you modify the data that's shown on the waypoint? Like, I don't care about RMP 0.3. I don't care about 2015 Z. All I care about is Greca 3400 or Gumley at 7500. Because I feel like all this other information is just redundant, right? You know your RNF capability, right? So you'll know your RMP 0.3. When you're traveling to the waypoint, you'll see that it's 2013 Z. Or you could go to the legs page, right, and go to the time. Or can you not see the time on the legs page? On the Airbus, it'll actually, if you go arrow key right, it'll show you your time Z for the waypoints that you're all going to cross. No, I mean, you care about the RNP, Gus, but I mean, you don't care about seeing it on your PFD. You know you got to be RNP 0.3 before you start the approach. You're going to have to check actually before you shoot the approach. What does it matter if, like, I don't, if chill is at RNP 0.3, I guess what? I know these are all going to be RMP 0.3. Or if one of them is RMP 0.1, you best be at RMP 0.1 probably before you even get there. I don't know. It just seems redundant. Time is on the prog page or under data on ND? Well, that's what we're discussing, Wingnut, is under data. I don't want all this information. I just want altitude. I just want Gumley at 7,500 because look how when you look in the map view, look at that. Look at all that nonsense. You don't need all that extra data. There's just Boeing doing Boeing things, making it more confusing. For the route times, place it back into ARC, press route button on the FMC. Oh, so then you can see the route times? Okay, yeah. Very cool. Winger says you can't display, you can't select what displays. That's company options. Okay, so I guess maybe iFly just has it all. They're like, YOLO, we'll give you all the data. Winglet says our data block just displays waypoint time. I got you. That makes sense. Thank you, Chris. Company option. I wonder if it's in the EFB. We got to keep an eye on our TOD. Matter of fact, no, we don't, because we're in a Boeing. Let's just set. I'll tell you what. I'm just going to set 24,000 feet so she starts down, and then we'll come back to it. We're going to keep the speed window closed. Our VNAV is set. And we also want to go to the systems page, panel style miscellaneous window shades. Open. Thank you. What's on page 2 of this? Yeah, sync, auto set, sync, headphone simulation. Oh. I don't want to turn it on. I'm just going to set that. How do you like the VSD in that Airbus? Well, Airbus pilots know how to monitor terrain. We don't need a VSD. It just clutters the ND. Actually, that was one of the biggest things I missed about going to the Airbus, man, because the E-Jet has the vertical profile, and that's just, it's awesome. Vertical direct twos, vertical profiling. You could see your FPA. You set your FPA rather, and you can see exactly where you're going to cross that, what fix. So yeah. Yeah, it would be nice to have vertical profile in the Airbus. It's called the A350 winglet. It's called the A350. Phoenix E-Jets when? Could you imagine? A Phoenix It doesn't have one. Yeah. How do you like your How do you like your tray table for eating your lunch? Oh, that's right. You gotta eat like a savage on your lap. Stain your Lulus. They just announced a new 350-2000. Airbus did? Really? I didn't know that. E-Jet FMS when? I know. You know what? I signed up for that. I never got a... I did get an email the other day for like FMS testing in the E-Jet, but they said you got to be in 2020. Oh man, 2020 is dead to me. Look at that. Is that another one of those? What do you call them? Ice flow things? VSD or table? I'm taking the tail all day, every day. No, I'm not in beta, JJ. I'm running Sim Update 2 stable. All right, here comes top of descent. Down we goes. Glacier, glacier, glacier. Thank you. All right, now I did everything right. Weston Hall, dude. I'm from South Texas, man. I know glaciers around here, but see, I did everything right, and now look at the overspeeding. Boeing being Boeing, man. I guess we're gonna have to crack the speed brake. It's called the glare shooter jump seater's lap. South Texas Glacier National Park soon. Man, do I hear about the floods? Yeah, man, it's super sad. I was actually thinking of trying to set up like a relief stream. And then I was looking at some of the hurdles that, I don't know. But, yeah, it's terrible, dude. It's not good, man. We know people that were actually at Camp Mystic like a week before. So it's crazy. It's just awful. When do you, I mean, how many times, if you live in Texas, you know what I mean, we get a flood warning every other day, it seems like, during the rainy season. So, just, I don't know, got complacent, I guess. But that was crazy. What is it, 27 feet in 45 minutes? Not normal. The real thing does that well. We don't usually do a descent speed lower than a cruise speed. Oh, okay. So you don't knock it off. I see. Yeah, because I pulled it back. Phoenix Galaxy. Well, I was trying to sync it. So YouTube will do a relief stream or like a fundraiser stream. It will do a fundraiser stream, but it won't do. I was trying to see if I could link it directly to an organization that I know is doing things legit for the relief efforts, and it's not. I couldn't get it added. So basically, all the profits from the stream go to there. But because I can't link it directly, it would just be kind of like standard YouTube. So anything donated, we'd lose like 55% of that to YouTube, and then the 45% would continue on. So it's kind of like I don't want to pay YouTube to do that. But the best one, we did one for a hurricane years ago. The best one was my company was going to match anybody's contribution. So we did a relief stream for the hurricane. I can't remember how much. I think we raised over $1,000, and then I matched that personally, so that was like $2,000, and then the company matched that, so that was like a $4,000 dono, just like that. That was for the hurricane down there in the islands. All right, what about anti-icing situation here? We are 18C now. Hey, Wingnut, how do you like melting your acoustic lining by turning on your engine anti-ice? So JJ, I actually, my speed brake is stowed now. We'll go back to the full screen. We'll go back to the Boeing cam here. We can we'll kill the tiller cam for right now. Don't need that in flight. But I was able to restow the speed brake. Oh, we don't want to level. We don't want to level. Let's keep coming down. So do we set the, I guess, final approach fix altitude here on this one? What do we set? For now, we'll set 2,700, right? Yeah, we got to do a whole of our descent check. So we'll set 2,700. .700 is set. We're coming down. Engine anti-ice is on. These are going here. These are going here. That's going on. We'll let the flight attendants know on our descent. Still looking good. Looking good. You have a lot of family in Sendai, which is a big town affected by the tsunami. Oh man, tsunamis. Wasn't there a volcano eruption today, and then they were talking about potential tsunami somewhere? I thought I saw an article on that just before I went live. Andrew Kaufman, dude, I cannot get the Mexicana liveries to work, dude. I re-downloaded them, so like they show up in 2024. But when I go to select an airplane, so a way to test, if I go to configure, the 727 never pops up. Like it just never loads. It's an endless loading. It will never load. Now I can load any other livery and load in, airplane works fine. So there's something going on. I don't know what it is, because everybody else is flying them. And I actually flew the pre-release Mexicana livery, so I don't know if I have like a file conflicting somewhere when I had the pre-release Mexicana livery. I really wanted to do the Guadalajara Mexicana 727 today, but maybe we'll do that too. If I can figure it out, I'm gonna spend some more time on it. I'm gonna re-download them. I'm gonna delete them, re-download them again, and try to get them to pop in. Alexander says you might need to try running the livery layout JSON through the layout gen. I'll have to see if that works, man. RNAV, you can set MCP all the way down to minimums if you're cleared for the approach. Okay, so... Alright, we're cleared for the approach. So the minimums, we decided were 3750, right? Or no, we changed it up. We'll use the same minimums as this approach here. We're going to be straight LNAV. It's not applicable for category C and D. Really? I'm pretty sure that's us. 1880 plus 50, so 1930 is what we're going to set in the window here. I guess we'll set 2000. Actually, we'll just set 1900. That's 30 feet. Magic Barrel Ref 2966 is set. Lights are coming on. We're just going to do... Actually, I think the Boeing guys just do the turnoffs, right? Yeah, the environmentals right now are looking awesome. Look at that. Now we're going through some rain. Let me get Flight Recorder ready for this, too. Defiant Prom, I don't know if they added a click spot for it. I saw it in the EFB menu. If you know of the click spot, maybe is that part of the update? I'm not sure. I have not found the click spot for it. It's not the headphone jack right there. Where is the headphone jack in this thing? No, I thought it would be up here. Alright, it's 0C. We're in rain, so it's definitely icing conditions. Look at that. Dude, that looks incredible. The layered rain. The varying intensity rain gradients aloft. Love it. Yeah, Defiant Prawn, I'm not sure, man. I didn't see that. I know for a fact it's in the EFB, though. Gonna fly the Aerosoft CRJ V2 soon? Man, I went my whole career with avoiding the CRJ. Now you guys just want to see me fly it on the sim. I don't know. We'll see. I don't have it installed. Oh, you know what? No, I won't be Tiny Squid because I forgot. Like, I bought it on Marketplace, so the only way for me to get it is to either rebuy it or go through some. I don't even think they do that program anymore where you do. I don't know. It's, nah, I got no interest in flying the CRJ, man. Dead to me. Don't listen to the people. They keep voting for 350 streams. I know, Steven. I thought I threw some good options out there, man. 727, and no one wants to see my beloved MD-80 anymore, which that I don't understand, because flying the MD-80 is epically fun. Nobody wants to fly the MD-80. I mean, there's so many good liveries. Shakovic, your engines are sputtering in the Duke. Increase the mixture, turn your fuel pumps on. Mixture increase, or actually lean them back. It's one of the two. You're either choking it out or you're flooding it. But get your fuel pumps on first. Get your aux pumps on, and if your mixtures are full forward, lean them back. If they're already lean, you might be too lean. You might need to get more fuel in there. Yeah, start switch is continuous, dude. Look at this. I'm pro. I'm 737 type rated, man. I already got that. All right, now we need a slow 240 at 10, so let's go ahead and get some speed brake out. Wow, this is stunning visuals going on right now. Jeremy, it's not dead to me yet, the DC-9. I'm really hoping we get another update, man. The problem, Jeremy, is for some reason my DC-9, the short one, works. The longer one, what is it, the Dash 30? Vodka and I were troubleshooting this with our Brunner yokes. I cannot get the autopilot to engage in the DC, the longer one. I believe it's the Dash 30. And that's the one that has some really cool liveries to it. So, kind of stuck with the short version DC-9. And we might do it again soon. Yeah, no, they haven't fixed it. There hasn't been an update since the last time we flew it, Vodka. All right, now, what about speeds on this? I feel like we need to manually select speeds here soon and start slowing down. We're getting ready to come through 10,000 feet. We'll get the rest of our lights on. We'll get them steady. That's all coming on. That's on. Logos, wing lights are on. Jeremy, so Jeff Faviana he helped me out. I got the FT Sim for the DC-9 working in 2024. Much, much better in terms of engine sounds. Now, the cockpit sounds are still very, I don't know, they're not very immersive. Let's just say that. They're not very immersive for me. But yes, it needs an update still. I just fly the MD-80 without FMS on DC-9 ops. Can't be bothered with SkySim. I know, ish. The MD-80, man, the Mad Dog, I love it, dude. I just love that airplane. As mad as it makes me sometimes, I love flying it. But it's becoming, I don't know what's wrong with my viewership. It's like the airplanes that I love to fly the most, no one wants to watch. Everyone just wants to watch A320. Which I love flying A320 stuff too, don't get me wrong. But I like to mix it up, man, especially since we're waiting for BFU. Like, I don't know, Wingnut, I'm not getting the warm and fuzzies on this here. Fokker, that's another one, man. Love the Fokker. Ooh, Felis 742. Felis will be soon. I have to relearn it, you know. Every time I step away from the Felis, I have to relearn it. But yeah, I miss the Felis dearly. I think we're going to do a Felis stream soon. TM. I saw Flight Deck to Sim briefly. I think I was driving home from the airport, actually. I had the stream up on the truck, and I was listening to the sounds. Love it, man. Wingnut with a $5 super chat. This is peak entertainment. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. I don't know. I feel like I'm doing something wrong because you're giving me a... I don't know. I don't believe that you're complimenting me here. Something is screwed up, chat. What are we missing? We're going to slow down manually. I don't believe this guy. Thanks for the $5 super chat. Speed intervene. I'm slowing down. Something's up. Wingnut is saying positive things. Something's happening. Thanks for the $5 super chat, man. Feel the 742 long haul. You know what, AJ? We haven't done a long haul, like a true long haul in a while, right? I think you might be right, dude. We might need to go. Well, we're approaching 50K subs. At 50K subs, we're going on our tour. So that'll be a real long. That'll be a true long haul. Maybe like a mini long haul. What about like a 5-hour flight? Like a 5-hour 7-4 flight. What about Las Vegas and America West 742? Las Vegas to Honolulu. Was it Las Vegas or Phoenix that they flew the 74 from? I have the America West 74 livery. It's actually pretty cool. I'll meet you in Europe. I'm bringing the Starship. Man, Steven, I've been seeing your pictures, dude, of the Starship. Love them. I love Starship pics. I flew 2 flights, actually 3 flights. I flew 3 flights off stream on my home sim, all in Starship. I love the Starship, dude. All right, speeds come back to 210. Next one is 3,400 feet. Let's go flaps 5. Flight Sim guy, how's it going? Welcome in. $180 at Greca. More speed brakes. Kip on the ground. You have a crush on the Starship? Yeah. Kip, have you tried the new Aerostar update? They tweaked the sounds. I do think it sounds a little bit better. A couple other things they fixed too, some bug fixes and things like that. I gotta take it up. I reinstalled, I got the update in and I listened to it. It definitely sounded different. And I also had a flap failure on takeoff. My flaps wouldn't retract. I had an asymmetrical flap deployment on the Aerostar, which is pretty cool. Speedbird 380 for the Euro Tour. Last update made it run much smoother. I've been hearing that, Joe Plains. I'm going to have to look into the update. I'm going to have to look into that. Now, there is no approach in this, right? Oh, LNAV FAC glide path. Yes, yes. All right, we're hardcore. Oh my goodness, why do I have... Is that what it looks like in the rain on the HUD? Surely not, right? It's almost like there's rain on my HUD. That's not. Let's turn that off. Read the gouge? What did I do wrong? Wingnut, what did I do? No, let me read the gouge. Open the speed window. When you're 300 below the mist, scroll altitude to top approach altitude. What's mist approach altitude? 5,000? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, what's happening? Well, final approach course, glide path. Well, that's glide path is right. We're doing this in proper RNAV. I need to slow down. What? No approach button? Ah! Wait. It won't let me undo it. Uh-oh, chat, we're cooked. I can't reconnect LNAV VNAV. We need to go flaps 15. This is not good. I'm not feeling comfortable about this. What's beeping? Oh, you can't do flaps 15 with the gear up. That's why. Gear's coming down. Cycle flight directors.
2,500.
Oh, chat, we're cooked. Radio altimeter's live. We're gonna slow down. What's our approach speed? 132, 137. Single channel. Can we do dual channel? Nope. We're cooked, chat. This is IAN. We're doing IAN approach. Flaps 25. Let's come in. Flaps 40. I'm helping. Thanks for the super chats, Highball and AJ. Missed approach altitude once we get below. Wait, we're below the RMP path here. Oh shoot, chat, we're well below. This is cool. We're well below the segment altitude here, I believe. We're supposed to be at 3,200. We're at 1,900. It's not good. Suboptimal configuration. Spicy weather. Wipers. Oh, that's not annoying, huh? Do intermittent wiping? Alright, we're below. Why are we still descending, though? There's no glide path capture. Chat. Autopilot's off. Level in here at 1,500. We'll set the missed approach altitude 6,000. I see approach lights out there. I see mountains. I see the runway though. We're good. Oh, now we're getting the glide path. Oh, we had it for a minute. You see that? There's the glide path. Why didn't we have a glide path out there? Is that just a Zobo not letting us have a glide path? Wingnut. It was going so well. Oh, we're using FLS. I like FLS. Look at this. Dude, I know. So that's all you had to say. It's just like FLS. I got control, man. This is walk in the park.
1,000.
1,000 feet stable. There's a mountain right before the runway, though. That's close. Oh, recording. Recording's on. I feel like if you follow that glide path, you might hit that mountain. We're gonna kind of make our own.
500, 400, 300.
That glide path, that is close. All right, we're fast and high on a wet runway, suboptimal.
400.
Let's catch up to it here.
300.
There we go.
200. 100. 50. 40.
Check.
30.
Close.
20.
Hold the
10.
attitude. Oh, butter. Reverse. I think I heard the spoilers go. I mean, that's a landing to make flight deck sim crowd right there. Come on now. Wow, auto brakes too. No joke. We missed that one. Let's go to the next one. A very risky butter. Oh, was I supposed to arm the spoilers? Are you sure you're type rated on the 7.3? No, I'm not now. It was going so well. Why can't you arm? So why can't you fly that in IAN? We're gonna turn this wiper off. I thought it would have been fine with IAN. I questioned that hill there. Or sounds pure juice though, 100%, man. Flaps are coming up. Make the left turn here. Take it to the terminal. Wingnut with the $20 super chat, my man. I appreciate you. My life insurance preemptively paid this out. Well, Wingnut, aka Full Flap Sim, thank you so much, man, for the super chat support. I appreciate you. Guys, if you want to see a real Boeing driver do this properly, I believe he said he's going to do a stream single engine at a Juno here soon. So make sure you check out Full Flap Simulations. He's my Boeing instructor, but he was close. I guess we screwed up there at the end, but I appreciate you, man. Thank you for that super chat. We'll kill these. We'll kill this. Taxi light off, off. Strobe and steady. Wing light is off. I see a Chinook over here. I kind of want to go park next to the Chinook. I think the terminal is down there, but I've never been to this scenery before. It's a new scenery that I also bought for the stream, so. I want to see what's going on over here. Thank you, Wingnut. Again, appreciate you, man. Oh, why are our reversers still out? That's not good. Wingnut was in the Navy, so we'll take him over here to the National Guard ramp. We're doing an honor flight today. This is actually an honor flight. So we've got all our veterans on board. A couple of Blackhawks, that's cool. We'll park it right here, actually. $20 to pay Big Earn to come take over and demote V1 back to FO. Key 6. Thank you, man. Appreciate the $20 super chat. Get Big Earn on stream. I want to see a Big Earn and Full Flap Sim multi-crew stream. Wouldn't that be awesome? Thank you, Key 6. I appreciate you, man. Very, very kind. Appreciate the $20 super chat. I know Key 6 is looking forward to that Caravan F406 and Amerifly livery. All right, we're here, chat. We're gonna shut it. We're actually not gonna shut it down. We're gonna go because I want to watch this replay. So let's bring out the full screen cam here. Nothing to disconnect from when you're banned, so we'll then just stop the replay and we'll commence replay. Gotta get the flaps extended here. Flaps are coming in, do all that stuff. That hill on the glide slope, if you follow the slope, you're gonna crash. Yeah, it's got to be offset. I'm not sure. 189 veterans were killed when their 737 crashed into a mountain in IAN mode. Okay, I'm gonna need a tutorial from Full Flap Sim on IAN mode. So apparently that's not the way to do it. What is the point of having IAN mode then if you should just stay in VNAV? I need a tutorial on IAN approaches in the 737 wingnut. I got a shaker going off. I guess the speed doesn't replay. All right, but how about this landing though? Check out this butter, chat. Come on now, watch this. We'll arm the speed brakes like we didn't do in the real airplane. Check, close, hold the attitude, butter. Right there. Oh, man. I guess I gotta manually deploy them. What about reversers? Gotta manually deploy those? Or those don't deploy? Okay, I guess those don't deploy. No reversers on replay mode? I thought we had reverser replay mode on this airplane. I guess not. I'm helping emoji when? I'll have to make that one next. I want to see two things. I want to see us fly over this hill first. So I'm going to put a camera. Oh no, that's, I got to wind it back. We're going to put the camera right here. I'm going to disconnect it. Can you plane spot on this hill? Okay, that's actually a cool screenshot. Look at that. That's actually really cool. Going for a little hike. 0 to hero, almost died, degreased it. 0 to hero. Okay, that's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, we definitely almost died, but we definitely greased it. Why don't we have any... That's weird. I thought we... Huh. I guess it doesn't... I guess we don't have it in the iFly. I swear we had thrust and spoilers. Alright, here we go. Here's our greaser. Work is making you miss a lot, Key 6. Hey, man. Well, we appreciate you when you're here anyway, man. We can sneak in. We're going to be flying in California later, Key 6. Oh, look at that. Ooh, landing competition when? Let me see our landing rate. 140 and 1G. A 140. Type rating when? Check. That's Flaps 40 too. You don't get to see Flaps 40 on Full Flap Sim channel. How could you get 1G if you're landing? Hey Gus, I'm with you, man. I don't believe in it. The Atlanta landing rates are absolutely whack. All right, but let's see. It's 3:30. Yeah, we gotta go. So here's one full replay for you. Sails coming up. I gotta quickly turn around, reconfigure the Bravo throttles for the next stream, where we're going to be taking a look at the F406 Caravan. I think we're going to be in Ukiah somewhere. Let me take a look at the route. I'll post it if you want to fly along. I also got to reboot, see if I can get my Iveo standard working. So if you want to fly along, we'll be on Iveo network. Until then, replay is resumed. You guys enjoyed this one. I had a fun little flight back in the MAX. This was a good stream. Just kind of get back in the saddle. Been off for a week. Check out the little MAX update here. I don't know really what was updated other than a couple of aesthetic things, but we're up and flying. Sim is flying good. Airplanes are looking good, and we're going to do another stream later, and we'll be back tomorrow as well. So until the next one, you guys have been awesome. Thank you all for the support today, the super chats, the bank angle checks. Had some membership gifting as well. Key 6, Wingnut, AJ Funari, Highball getting in there. Appreciate you. JJ Stevens, who sponsored this stream. Blackbird Controls. Adam Trash with the $2 super chat back there as well. Appreciate each and every single one of you. You guys are awesome. Until the next one, stay safe, stay healthy on V1. Catch you on the next one. Toop!